Folks, we had a crazy day in the stock market today. Volatility dropped in a major way. We saw the VIX down about 10%. We had the Dow up 1.1. We had the S&P up almost 2%. The Russell went up over 3%. And we had the NASDAQ up 3.3%. Back-to-back 3% plus green days for the NASDAQ. So we have to break down the markets in this video, go over some stocks, what I'm doing, and we'll go over what I'm looking for this week. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure to join my Patreon if you want all my moves, Discord access, morning videos. All of that's on Patreon, link down below. And you guys could also get 5 stocks from Moomoo. Use that link down below, deposit $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Get your money down below. And with that being said, let's talk about the markets, because today was yet again a crazy green day. Like I said in the intro, the VIX dropped. We had the NASDAQ up a ton. Tech ripped. We had a lot of small caps up a bunch. We had Upwork up over 10%. We had GameStop up 11%. SoFi up over 12%. We had Beyond Meat up 15%. And you guys can see here, based on the 20-day chart, SPY did fill the gap that we talked about. I believe that was on the Patreon video this morning, or maybe in my earlier video on YouTube, we talked about it. We talked about how SPY was right around 440 this morning, and the next gap for it to fill would be around 447 to about 448. And lo and behold, that's exactly where we got to today, guys. We actually got almost to $450 per share on this crazy rally that we saw towards the end of the day. I mean, look at this intraday chart on SPY. I mean, it was a beautiful uptrend all day. We hit about 448 at about 3 p.m., which is power hour. And it's crazy. Once we hit power hour, that's when we started selling off a bit. We hit 448, and then we got all the way down to about 445.80. That was about 320. So the first 10-20 minutes of power hour, we were selling down. And then the rebound, the rip after that sell-off was ridiculous. I mean, this thing went from 445 to 450 in the span of 30 minutes, which is roughly a 1% move. So this thing closed like a beast. This thing ran into close, and now it's pulling back a bit after hours. It is down a little bit over $1, so we'll see how that pans out tomorrow. But overall, I would not be surprised in the short term if we saw a bit of a pullback, a cool off. I'm not sure. I don't think this rally here, I don't think it's going to continue straight up. Sure, we could see a little bit more of a rally over the week, maybe up to the 180 moving average here on SPY, which is around 460. But in the meantime, again, we might pull back before that. And you guys have heard the saying, during bear markets, and I'm not saying this is going to be a prolonged 2-year bear market or something crazy, but during downswings, whether it's a 20% bear market, 10% correction, whatever, you see sharp rallies. And this could very well be a sharp rally, considering we had a sharp decline all of January up until now, and tomorrow is the first day of February. So we dropped from 480 down to about 420, right? 50-60 point drop. Now we're above almost 450 again. So we're seeing a sharp rally. I'm not convinced that this is the bottom. It could be, for all we know. Who the heck knows, right? That's why from a long-term perspective, dollar cost averaging is the way to go, guys. Always dollar cost average. Don't try and time the market. So it might be the bottom, might not. Who knows? Who cares? But us as traders, I trade with some of my money, right? I have a lot of money long term. I trade with some of my money. It's fun to try and time these things, but we gotta be careful. And I'm very interested to see how things play out. Do we see a pullback? Maybe back down to about 442 on SPY before it retests 450 and goes higher, or do we just go straight higher from here, straight to 460? What do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Make sure to smash the like button if you haven't done so already. That really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And look at Triple Q. Just last week, let me show you guys this on the 5-day chart. Just last week, Triple Q was 338. That was on Thursday morning. Now it just hit 363 today, meaning it is up almost 8% since, wait, did I say Thursday morning? I meant Friday morning. Friday morning, we were at 338. Now we just hit 363, again up almost 8%. So for me, guys, this needs to come down. Sure, we could see a bit more of upside throughout the week, but in the short term, we got to cool off before we run up. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, but that's personally what I think after back-to-back 3+% green days for the triple Q, which is just crazy. And with earnings tomorrow, I think we have Google tomorrow. We have Amazon later this week. We have a lot of big companies, AMD, I think maybe tomorrow as well. It's going to be a wild ride for the NASDAQ. So just because we had a 2-3 green days, don't think volatility is just magically over. You're going to be sadly mistaken if that's what you think, most likely. Who knows? Anything could happen, but I think volatility is here to stay in the short term. And what I'm looking for later this week, ladies and gentlemen, is the employment data. This comes out on, I believe, Friday. So we're going to see what the unemployment rate's looking like, how many jobs were added in January, what the economy's looking like from that perspective, because we all know the Fed is, this is one of their, what's the dual mandate? One of them is employment, full employment. So we got to see. At this point, I believe economists are expecting about 150,000 jobs to have been added in January, which is lower than December, the previous month, and the unemployment rate is expected to remain unchanged from December, which is supposed to be, it's estimated to be right around 3.9%. So that's for January, according to Bloomberg consensus estimates. So that, I don't know, sometimes the jobs data moves the market, but at the end of the day, not really, from what I've been seeing recently. What moves the market at the end of the day, it's clear as day, guys. We talk about it all the time, and you could probably guess it. It's the Fed. The jobs data should move the market. It should move the market. Unemployment rate should be a contributing factor. It is a little bit, but at the end of the day, the Fed rules the stock market, as I'm choking on my words, guys. And cheers to Starbucks. They're reporting this week. I'm going to sip a little bit of water. Give me a second, guys, so I don't choke on the mic again. We don't like doing that. All right. So, like I mentioned, a lot of these small caps crushed it today. Beyond Meat, we're talking SoFi, we're talking Voyager up 8% today. JD is not a small cap per se, but Palantir, Airbnb, Tattooed Chef, DraftKings, my beloved DraftKings, which I'm down on DraftKings, a good chunk. I'll be honest with you guys. These are stocks that I saw today did very well. Big tech. Let's talk about big tech. AAPL, Apple was up 2.6% today. Now it's above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We had Google up 1.8, which is my favorite stock of all time. I've been saying that for a while. They report earnings tomorrow. We had Microsoft, good old Microsoft. This one up about 1% today. We had Facebook up about 4%, which, mind you guys, I made a video on Facebook earlier today. Go check out that video if you guys want to. We talk more about the business, numbers, growth, ratios. Check out that Facebook video from earlier. So big tech crushed it. Markets crushed it. And at the end of the day, these are the days where potentially, if this is a mini sharp rally within the overall downtrend, days like today are days where people might be offloading shares. We'll see how the rest of the week plays out. But if you're in a bear market, right, a correction, when these sharp rallies happen, people that think we're going lower, which I'm not saying we are, I'm just saying hypothetically, people that think the markets go lower, this is when they sell. They sell on the sharp rally days. And today was a weird day. It was pretty low volume overall. Volume was dying down. And when there's less volume, markets move a bit more sporadically. That's just how things work. So let's talk about some stocks here. AXP crushed it today, which is American Express. And it broke out of a key resistance. This is very good. And I'm going to set my alert at 180 right now. Let's do it together. Mark is at or above 180. AXP, they reported earnings. They did well with earnings. The stock went from 155 last week to about 177. Today closed just 20 cents shy of 180. This thing has been on fire. But the fact that we're seeing momentum out of 177, that's a very good sign. And again, I set my alert at 180. If this thing breaks 180, I think American Express probably goes back 185, 190 plus in the short term, as I do think these financial stocks, I'm not saying they're going to crush it. They're going to go up 50% in 22, 23, 2022, 2023. But if they, I mean, with what's going on with the Fed, they might do 5-10%. Who the heck knows? I think they will be good, though. I think they will have a decent year. That's why I'm watching them, quite honestly. Same with Goldman Sachs. I want to maybe start a position in this one, and Facebook, which I mentioned. Well, it's not a financial company, but earlier I mentioned I talked about Facebook. So that one crushed it. AXP crushed it. Tesla did well today as well, up over 10% on the day. Crazy day, guys. Just when you thought Tesla is getting hit, it's going to go lower, we see a sharp rip. And again, this could be a little rally within the overall bear market Tesla's in. But either way, it's a crazy sharp rally. Today went up almost 11%, actually, up over $90 per share. And it seems like it is rallying off. If I show you guys this right here, the bottom of the channel on this 4-hour chart, you guys can see we've been in this downwards channel for a good couple of months. Now we ran up to the 50 moving average, closed right under it. So let's see if we end up breaking out of there. If so, this could have legs up to 1,000. Believe it or not, this in the very short term might go over $1,000, or at least back to test $1,000 a share. So let's talk about Enphase. This is another one that went ballistic today. This stock went up over 13%, and it closed above, this is big for the bulls in the short term, closed above the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which has been resistance since the end of November. Wow, so almost 2 months, exactly 2 months, it's been resistance. So the fact that we went up 13%, we're at a multi-day high, I mean at this point almost a multi-week high, and we close above the 50, that's a good sign that this, even though overall, yes, it's still under the 180 SMA, it's still in an overall downtrend, it might rally. It might continue rallying in this downtrend. It might go to 150, 55. So I'm watching Enphase as more of a momentum play. That's kind of what it is. When it gets hot, it gets very hot. So this could be a momentum play and a bit of a safer play per se, even though nothing is really completely safe in the stock market or anything in life for that matter, right, guys? But we're not going to dive into that. None of that today. UNH, United Health Group, this one up 1.4% today. You guys can clearly see it took a hit into earnings. It was at 509 before earnings. After earnings, it got down to about 448, so it lost $50 value, about actually $60, about 11-12%. Got quickly into correction territory, and now we're starting to rip back over the moving averages on this 4-hour. So if this takes out, I'm going to put my alert at the high point. When was this? Middle of January, about 3 weeks ago. If this takes out 475, I'll put my alert right there right now. If this breaks, guys, this is probably going to start pushing 500 again. Let me do that now, 475. And mind you, this is a Dow Jones stock. So if we see the rotation into these value names, even though this might not be the best value, I think the P is a little bit lofty on UNH. Let me pull it up here. Give me a second. It's probably like a 30, to be honest. Last time I checked, it's 26. All right, 26. So if this pushes higher due to the rotation, whatever, it might go 500. So keep your eyes on UNH and oil. Today, oil didn't do that well. A lot of people were flooding money into growth. A lot of the tech stocks, small caps, that's what really did well today. Oil kind of took the back seat today. It got put on the back burner, but it still did decent. XLE went up 0.4%. I wish it went up 4%. That would have been great. 0.4% green day for XLE today, which again, if you guys have not heard me talk about this is an energy ETF. You guys can see on this hourly chart, we're in a clear wedge. You can see here 68 was the high point from the 17th. We've been making lower highs since then, but at the same time, since about the 24th, about a week ago, exactly a week ago, we've been making higher lows. So this is squeezing into the wedge. I personally think we are going to break to the upside. I might be biased, but I do have my money where my mouth is at the end of the day. I do have a long-term XLE position that I've owned for months, and I just opened up a swing trade last week in it, I believe. Might have been last week. I bought that at about $64.30, so I am bullish in the short term and over the next 6, 9, 12 months, which, depending on your time frame, that's probably still short term. So overall, in the next 12 months, I'm long XLE for sure, and they spit off a nice dividend. I think right now the dividend is about 3-4%, something like that. Cannot complain with it. So that's pretty much it today, guys. We do have Starbucks earnings, I think on Thursday, or are they tomorrow? Let me double check, guys. They're tomorrow. So tomorrow we have Starbucks. We have AMD, I believe, as well. AMD should be exciting. That one up 8.5% today. We have Google tomorrow, which is aftermarket. So a lot of these big companies are reporting. And before we wrap the video up, let's see what we're looking like after hours. Are we still selling off? Are we starting to gain momentum again? It's just, actually, it just looks like straight up consolidation. For the past roughly hour, we've been consolidating at about 448 on SPY, and Triple Q has been holding right around 362 like a rock. So that's it. I'll wrap it up there. If you all found value in this video, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, make sure to drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and join my Patreon. If you guys want all my real-time moves, you might as well check it out. Link down below. You get morning videos as well, Discord access, a bunch of awesome stuff. So check out the Patreon, link down below. And you guys could also get 5 stocks from Moo up to 5 stocks. If you use that link down below, deposit 100, you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Use that link down below for more info. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll put the Facebook one up here. I'll see you guys there. Have a great one. Peace out.